Okay, hello everybody. Welcome to the Course Creator Community Podcast. I'm your host, Jono, and I'm super excited because we have an absolute rock star with us this week, all the way from the USA. A little bit about this person. He's the founder and CEO of Snowman Films. He's a full-time filmmaker, video coach, family man, and entrepreneur. He's been a filmmaker for 14 years and an entrepreneur for 8 years. He helps course creators stop waiting and start creating their video courses because most courses struggle with communicating their message successfully. He helps them make their message into video so they can finally film their course and get it out there. So without further ado, let me introduce the one and only Mr. Noah Mittman. Noah, how are you?
Very much. I'm doing great. How are you?
Yes, I'm great. Noah, I like to start all my podcasts off with a quote or mantra that inspires you or fires you up. Have you got one for us?
I got actually two for you.
Yes.
I'll start. The first one is, I think, something that really helps the entrepreneur spirit keep going, even through some losses or ups and downs, which is, it's a rap lyric. It is, I never win or lose. I only win or learn. And I love that. It says it's only a loss. It's only a loss if you quit afterwards. Otherwise, it's just a learning experience. Yes. And the other one, which is also the kind of title of my Facebook group, is Stop Waiting and Start Creating.
Yes, love both of those. I'm a huge fan of that first one. I think that's my favorite quote or mantra as well. You know, it's like, yeah, and I guess they're both so linked together, right? Because you can sit there and do nothing, you know, and then if you do nothing, okay, you don't go backwards, but you don't go ahead either. You do something, one or two things happens, it works and you move ahead, or it didn't work. You learned why it didn't work. So then you just do the opposite the next time and it does work.
Yeah, exactly.
I love
those are almost the more powerful experiences. Like, oh, that's what not to do. Great. Okay, perfect. Now we got that out of the way.
Yes, agree. Well, hey, Noah, let's get into it. You know, you're obviously the expert in this space here. I might hand it over to you, and I'm happy for you to start where you want to start and share what you want to share. And and I'll sort of jump in if I have any insights or questions. But yeah, let's let the people know, you know, someone's watching this and they're like, I want to create an online course, but I want it to at least look and good, at least look and sound decent, but I don't have thousands of dollars. What do we do?
What's nice is that you really don't need thousands of dollars. And so I'm gonna be sharing kind of my top 3 tips to make your course look, sound, and feel more professional without having to spend on costly pro equipment, because you really don't have to. And I think that's something that holds a lot of people back, especially like mentality wise. There's always like I need to have this certain camera or this certain thing to make it actually work. It's like, no, you don't. You can just get going. And I'll just jump right in. So the first tip is for your camera. And I think the main thing on it is just to use what you have, because it works better than you think. Everybody right now has a phone either in their pocket or within 5 feet of them that has a pretty damn good camera on it, and has had years of these companies trying to make those cameras better. So I like to say, kind of, if you are planning on spending more than $1,000 on a camera, go for it. If you're spending $1,000 or less, your phone, guess what? Probably around the same price, just on a payment plan, has a decent camera that will work just fine. So especially right now, the thing to kind of get through your head is nobody cares about camera quality. We're on Zoom all the time, and it really is not a thing. Like in the US, especially, Jimmy Fallon is recording his show, The Tonight Show, from his house on his phone. And I bet nobody cared. Because it's still funny. It's still entertaining. He's still getting the content out there, and he's doing it. He's moving forward. And I think that's a huge thing to think about, is like, if the top level the entertainers are doing the same exact thing, you can too. It makes it just completely accessible. It's opened it up. And all you need is your phone to do. So one of my favorite sayings here is, I release you from the prison of perfection. You really don't need to be perfect. And just starting is getting out the gate. That's super, super important.
Yes.
Because really, like, especially now nobody's expecting perfection. They just want to get to know who you are and how you can help them with your course. And that's really the diamond of it in the rough. So the pressure's off and you can just kind of move forward on that. So that's tip number one. Tip number two.
Well, can I ask a couple questions on that, Noah, if it's all right?
Dive in.
So awesome. Cool. So I'm not sure. Question with this. Are you going to cover audio later at all?
No, actually, not for these first three steps. So
that's okay. Well, I was just going to share. Well, okay, I'll follow up question with that then. So, in my experience, I've heard that people value good audio better than good video, where 100%. It's like, hey, if the video is okay, as long as I can hear you, then I'm happy with that. So that's my question there. You agree with that?
That's exactly right. No, you're right on there. Actually, it's one of the sayings I have in my course is, so again, good audio, bad video is acceptable, right? Like Cloverfield or Blair Witch Project. Bad audio with good video, think like any awful student film that they're just learning how to do things and they're just like levels all over the place and hiss and it's just, it's terrible. You can't even sit through it. So yes, good audio is super, super important. And you obviously have your audio dialed with the mic, but I think to not have to spend a lot of money, you still don't. I see a lot of people with the headphones in with the mics. Those are great because it's a little condensed mic right next to your mouth. May not be the best, like most comfy thing or the best look, but it definitely will get you some clean audio. And if you want to go a step above that, for about $25, you can get the Rode Smart Lav Plus that can plug directly into the headphone jack of any Android, or if you get the dongle for the iPhone, that can connect as well. So that's a lavalier mic that clips to your shirt, where you can basically get the level of audio that you hear us on right now for $25. It's not fantastic, but it's definitely a step up from just, the in-room recording. So that's a really good, affordable option to start.
I'm going to get that. Can you say that again? No, or I'm going to get it for my own benefit.
It is the Rode RODE Smart Lav Plus. And it's super affordable. You can get it on Amazon and start with that. And then, there's other options above that will cost you a little over $100, but that gets you started out the gate. And I have if you kind of come into my world after this, I have a whole gear recommendations list that has a couple other options too, but that's a great place to start.
Yes. And even so this mic is even sort of new for me, before that, I was like, hey, as long as I can just record in a quiet place, as long as there's no kids screaming and dogs barking and, oh no, I think Noah's battery's gone, but there we go.
We're good.
You're awesome. Cool. So, I find even if you're starting off with absolute budget, hey, just make sure that your audio is okay. If you want to spend the extra $25, go for it. But even if your audio is okay, use your phone. If it's good enough for Jimmy Fallon, it's good enough for you.
Exactly.
And just one more follow-up question with that, Noah. In terms of like the positioning and the lighting, any tips on that sort of stuff there? Do we just hang it up somewhere? Should we get a tripod? How much are they? Do we worry about the lighting, or does the camera take care of that?
You should. And I actually have a light out over here, which is a little bit annoying, but there we go. Frame it out. Sorry, the battery on my super awesome HD camera just died, which is I just ordered a plug-in for it, so that doesn't happen again. My first day using it, I got the whole high quality setup, but batteries die. That happens sometimes. Yes. So in terms of framing, you're pretty solid with where you're at in terms of recording this, because you really want your video to be about eye level. I could even come up a little bit with mine, but if you're at eye level, and again, this can be either from a computer or if you're sitting down, because I feel like a lot of interview and course stuff is sitting down, getting a tabletop tripod is super good. So the one that I recommend is the Joby. Hold on, I gotta pull up the link here.
Easy. And if you're watching
from Joby, though, Joby.
Okay.
And I absolutely love it. It's a little like bendable legs one. So it is the Joby Grip Tight 1 Gorilla Pod stand. And again, $25. And that gets your phone in a level place on your table to where you can have a professional looking shot. If you even put it on a book or a box or something, it can be a little closer to eye line. And that's a really easy way to up that, to not basically have a handheld course, which nobody wants to watch. That's kind of in that student film level. But no, it's a really inexpensive way to get your camera in the position that it needs to be to really look your best.
Yes, love it. So if you're listening to this on the podcast, Noah does have a resource list. I'll put the links in the show notes, and you can and you'll get all this down there anyway.
Yeah, I'll send the link to everything, and it has a whole bunch of different stuff that don't get all of it. There is definitely I have 4 options for all the different things. But choose the one that fits your style the best. And I think most of it is under $100, and most of it's even under $50.
There we go. And even on that, you might not even need one of everything. You might say, all right, what's the one thing that's going to take me to the next level? Hey, it's the microphone,
Exactly. Or actually, and even just, you can spend, if you spend literally $50 and you get the Gorilla Pod stand and the lav mic, you're going to be at a way higher level than you previously were for $50. Easy. That's fantastic investment money.
Love it. Lighting, Noah, anything we need to worry about there? Should we be in a light room? Do we face the window? Do we get professional lighting? What do we focus on there?
That is a beautiful segue into the second tip. Thank you, Joe. So lighting is huge. It really getting, what you want to do with lighting is really make your face stand out from your background. So again, I know if it's on the podcast, it's kind of just audio, but if you see in this frame we're live on Facebook, and my face is clearly lit and more kind of accentuated than the background is. And Jono has got you can see his face. The main thing is being able to see your face clearly. And that's a huge thing. So easy ways to do that, especially for stuff you already have at home. First one, if you haven't thought of it already, is be near a window. That's real nice. It's natural light. Got a huge sun out there. Even on a cloudy day, it's still like nice and diffused, which is great. Or another actually way, if you're next to a window, is to diffuse it even further. If it's like, say, just a blaring sun coming in, get either a white bed sheet or like some of those presentation paper that has like the tape on top that you can put over your window that kind of diffuses the light down a little bit. That's a really, really good thing. That's, just a tiny bit of money to make that a little bit more even lighting on your face. The second way to do it that's really easy and simple that you probably already have in your house is get a lamp that you already have and position it behind and above where your camera or your phone is going to be. So that it is kind of like it's almost like a ring light where it's just behind, but it's shining on your face, but it doesn't light up too much of the background. So you can really get that like light that you need on your face. I have a little bit more intense setup here. I have kind of a film light coming on this side of my face, and then I have a side light over here that's just actually, I can show you. It's just a lamp. I have a window and a lamp, but it gives you that nice lit up face effect. And you can even see more, when I had the professional camera set up, you want to keep the attention on you. You don't want to be blending into your background because that it makes people pay attention less. And again, for course creators, that's going to make your finish rate go down. And I think really your success and the way that you can gauge success as a course creator is how many people get through your course, what your finish rate is. You have your sales, but like how many people actually do it? Because that's really the number that, I think we're all after. So this is just small stuff to help you make your videos more watchable and keep that finish rate high. And now another thing kind of that goes along with lighting a little bit is your background. So your background is super important in terms of the vibe and the style of your thing. So like for me, really the planned out background I have here, I have, a piece of gear on the wall over here. I have a poster. I have like a Father's Day gift, some film stuff. It really represents me and what I'm about, what the company is about, what we do. And if you can, again, you can definitely do the Zoom green screen thing, which is awesome. It's a super fantastic tool. Jono's actually in Miami.
Is that where this is it?
I have no idea.
Oh. I was going to say, is it the Gold Coast, Australia? I have no idea. Somewhere famous.
But no, I mean, you can be in space or whatever, but like, if you want to, set up your house to look a little bit more professional, it's really as simple as just finding a wall, finding something behind you that you can kind of put some pieces of yourself on, put some art that you care about, put, maybe a poster or a logo for your company, put some books that you're into, make something that's interesting that represents you, because that's, again, going to be a thing that people will be able to have you stand out from the crowd on. That's your background. That's, what you care about. And that's really an experience. Part of the experience of having your course look professional is a planned out background. Instead of, I could easily show you down here, the mess that the rest of the room is, but that's not my planned out background. My background is very clean, very professional, and it's my office. So that's, I think, a real easy way. So, and the way to figure this out for yourself, if you're listening in, is you ask yourself, does your background represent you and your company or your course? And if it's a yes, fantastic, you're great. If no, then figure out some small ways of getting closer to having it represent you. So again, just, see if there's a couple books that you're super into, or a real cheap poster that, you're into, or even just a small like canvas of your logo that you can put behind you, something that can really make you proud and feel like you're in your comfort zone with your course. Because I feel like that's how the best way to experience courses is.
Yes. Okay. Couple follow-up questions here, Noah.
Yeah.
Variety, both in your room and in your outfit. Is it, what's your take there? Should we have a few different rooms, or should we have the one, or do we have to change shirts so it looks like it's a different day, or what can you tell us there?
Yeah. So that's actually a little a YouTube or a content creator hack, is if you are slightly off. So I don't think you need to change rooms. I think having a consistent room or background or whatever, it just makes it easy. People like,
adds to the brand.
Think about Joe Rogan. He has his place. That's, that he's recording the podcast as he's in his studio. But interesting for outfits is not so much on I would say wear the same outfit for your whole course, because depending on how long it is, some people may just consume it in a day if it's shorter. And if you're changing a bunch of outfits, it could be a little bit confusing. So for your course specifically, I would say wear the same outfit. Now, for promoting your course, say you have 5 different video ideas written out and you want to record them, like batch record, which is great, a fantastic thing to do to save time. Between each of the videos, change your shirt. Because think about, if you have 2 videos on 2 different days that come out and you have the same shirt, people are going to be confused with the thumbnail, with like, oh, what's going on?
I already watched this video. Yeah.
If you can change the color of your shirt a little bit, or your outfit slightly per video, it's a real easy hack that takes 5 minutes to change.
5 minutes?
Really creates
takes you.
I don't know. Flip on 30 seconds. John, I take a very long time. I have to get around the beard.
I was going to say, it takes me 5 seconds to change it.
But no, it's good. And another thing on that, I would say, is something that I'm aware of when I'm recording, is I try to have a opposite color shirt to what my background is. Like, I definitely have red shirts, but I don't usually wear them when I'm down in my office, because I would blend in to the background of my office is red. So that would, not help me in the standing out from my background. So see what color the wall is. And then just, I do some, it's funny actually, because half the week I'm at my house and half the week I'm at my mom's house because she's watching the kids for a bit, and her walls are blue. So I very much like planning my outfits, because I do a lot of podcasts throughout the week. I'm like, okay, what I'm wear today, so I need to wear the opposite color shirt. Just think like opposite in the spectrum, because it's in the color spectrum, because it's just another easy way for you to stand out, for you to get the focus on you, for you, people to not have like some trippy eye thing where they're like, is he blending in? What's going on? But that's a great question. So change shirts if you're doing, change outfits if you're doing a bunch of content back to back, because you can know you're going to change it in editing, and it's not going to come out all on the same day. So it's an easy way to have that, over time feeling, and have a opposite or different color outfit on than your background is.
Love it. Awesome tips. All right. Tip number 3, Noah. I love these first two. What's the third?
That's right. So we kind of covered most of them. I think I covered 2 and 3 in the last one. So again, the second one was, light yourself up. And the third one was plan out your background, because those are definitely separate ones. But we can definitely talk about, another easy way to make your course look more professional is, and I think something that a lot of people struggle with, is getting your camera confidence up. Because I know staring down the barrel of your lens is a scary thing, and a lot of people struggle with it. So I will give an extra tip kind of to play into this with that. So this is in another freebie that I have. And I think the most popular kind of answer, the thing that's helped most people with camera confidence, is not focusing on the faceless crowd of people that could potentially see your video. That's kind of freaky to think about, but really focus on one person that you can help. One person even that you can help, but personally, whether it's a friend or a family member, whoever that is. If you can just talk directly to them, and even a step further on that is get a picture of them or print out a picture of them and put it next to your camera when you're recording, so that you really can just direct that energy to the person that that's your buddy or your family, and you can help them. Because that's really the vibe that your course should be, is like talking to a friend. And it creates that really like personal experience, which is how your course should feel. That it should be this comfortable, I'm going to help you and I'm not scared of it. And I'm really like, it brings the energy down a little bit and the nerves down. And I think it's a really cool hack for that.
Yes, it's much better than the old underwear one, right? I think someone told me that I think I got that from The Simpsons, actually. Imagine people in their underwear, and with my Facebook friends, that didn't help too much, imagining them in their underwear. But
there's a fair amount of Simpsons wisdom out there.
But I do love your point, though. So I take that into any marketing I do, even if I'm writing an email. I want it to be to that one person, and especially in the course. And I find it personally as well. If I'm watching a video and someone's like, yep, if you guys do this, or I know you guys like this, it just feels different to if someone said, hey, if you're watching this video, I recommend you should do this, even though I know they're not doing it directly to me.
That's a super good point, is like making your languaging singular instead of plural. I think that's huge.
Yes.
That really feels, I get your emails. They feel personal, and it's great. It's like, oh, hey, like he's talking to me, even though it's going to go out to however many people. That's a really easy hack to just make whoever you're talking to in the singular instead of, hey, you guys.
Yes, love that. Well, hey, Noah, there's a few questions I always like to finish up my podcast with. Yeah. One of them is in regards to course creation, or course creation platforms, because everyone listening to this is a course creator or wants to be one. Everyone's got their own favorite, from Kajabi to New Zenler to ClickFunnels to Teachable to Thinkific. What's your favorite, Noah, or what platform do you host your courses on?
This is great, because I literally just figured this out a little bit and changed it. So my funnel, a whole sales funnel experience is through ClickFunnels. Cause I've been a fan of Russell and everybody for God. I got Expert Secrets years ago. I've been in the ClickFunnels universe for a long time. I know we talked about that on my podcast. Expert Secrets is incredible. So I'm in that kind of sphere for the sales part. So ClickFunnels for selling. And then I recently just switched over because I love ClickFunnels, but their member area is a little bit glitchy. It's not just the smoothest experience. So I switched over to Thinkific because, and I think you put me onto it because they have up to 3 courses for free. And I'm only really going to be selling 1 course for the next year or so, I think. So that's perfect. So I everything sales, the money comes in through ClickFunnels, and then they get that confirmation email, sends them to the course in Thinkific. And man, that is a smooth, simple platform that is just built for courses. And I know, Teachable is also awesome, but I just love that free option for, cause I'm really just kind of in the beginning of my whole course journey here. I've done one launch. It went well. I'm really just kind of getting the message out there as much as possible and learning along with everybody else. And I can't recommend Thinkific enough. And ClickFunnels is, I think, for me, and I know a lot of the platforms are very similar. I just, I think I'm not a website builder at all. And I've been able to actually, create funnels and make sales. And that's a really cool feeling, because WordPress is just, I'm not even trying to handle WordPress.
I'm the same. I'm very similar, for all my sales funnels, ClickFunnels, because really that's what it was designed for. It was designed.
It's literally, it's the best at selling. It's so good at selling stuff.
Yes.
And it's smooth.
And I also agree. Its weakness is the course hosting, though. It's like,
I wish it was better. I wish it was like, for me, it was the send it, because I beta tested my course first, and that I can't recommend enough for people. Getting, you get the proof of concept on your idea, you get testimonials, you get people going through it, you get feedback that helps the course be better. Doing a beta test for a lesser price, or just, doing the same price, but it's live training with you instead of automated, really, really helped me get off the ground. And that the link on ClickFunnels that like gets you the secret login or whatever just like wouldn't work. And I was like, I don't like, damn it. You have to, buy it and I'll pay you back.
I first started using ClickFunnels for my courses as well. And the reason why I went off it, it may have changed since then. This has gone back, 3-4 years ago now. You used to have a separate login for each course, right? I got like 30, 40 different courses. So,
No, I don't think that's interesting actually. Cause I do only have one member area. I think so the member area, you have to have a specific login for that member, which is me basically per the course. So that I think still may be a thing, which is again why I'm with Thinkific. But I am a huge fan. Like I'm an affiliate for ClickFunnels. I love them. I think they're fantastic at selling. And it's really, that just shows how much of the online course space is just this piecing puzzle pieces together. Like so many, me, for my podcast, I meet on Zoom for a second, and then we head over to StreamYard, and there's all these different plugins and stuff, and it's crazy. But I thank you so much for being this like lighthouse in the darkness of like the way to do things. And and what's cool about it is the community itself is so supportive, and like everybody wants each other to succeed. And there's so much information sharing. I've gotten, since my launch, I've had a couple people reach out that were like, hey, you're like making moves. If you want to take my course for free and give me feedback, and like this can help with your next launch, they just like help me out. And there's like, here's a promo code. I was like, that's the coolest thing, that you see that I'm trying to do stuff, and like, let's be friends and affiliates and like help each other succeed. I think you were one of the first ones that were like, hey, if you have an affiliate link, send it my way. I was like, yes, I will.
I'll tell you I'll piggyback off Thinkific, and then I'll get to that point there. So, also with Thinkific. So I feel Thinkific is the complete opposite to ClickFunnels, right? It's like, if you want to host a course, that's what it was built for. It's built 100%. Specifically, you want to host a course, and you can host up to 3 for free. So if anyone's watching this and you're like, I don't have money to get software, it's free. And it's like the best course hosting platform out there.
This will be so trippy and meta if somebody understands that through this podcast, because through a different one, you said it and I understood it. And now I am echoing this. It's free for 3. So go do it.
Yes.
And it's so clean. It's honestly, the other thing with that is the upload. Like I had, just hours of uploading and creating buttons and all this stuff on ClickFunnels for the member area. And Thinkific was just smooth. And it was like, if you needed to upload a file, because I have a workbook that goes along with the course, it was right there. And it was really simple. It was just, you can tell that it's meant to house courses. But I agreed, the marketing side is definitely like, nobody beats ClickFunnels on that.
Yes, agree. Okay, so next question here, Noah. I like to ask about mentors in a few different ways. So, if you could give one of your mentors a shout out, someone that you've ideally paid money to, you've done their program, you've done their course, something like that. Then also someone that you haven't. You haven't paid them any money, but you follow them on social media or YouTube or whatever it may be. And then also one book recommendation, or if possible, that could help course creators, whether it's sell their course, whether it's market their course, whether it's create it along that message there. What can you tell us there? So paid, unpaid,
All right.
book.
I'm gathering my thoughts. So I don't think it'll be a huge surprise with how the conversation has gone so far, but I've been paying attention to Russell Brunson for a lot of years, and the YouTube content. And so a lot of the free stuff there is absolute gold. And then I know on my podcast, we just went in depth about how much of essentially a textbook Expert Secrets is in terms of sales, because that's really where I kind of started. I started with marketing because I just went backwards as everybody does. I went through the one funnel away challenge, which I absolutely loved. That's what got me started and actually like putting together ideas and just making it. And then I over time really like got it dialed in. But that starting point was the one funnel away challenge. Fantastic $100 spend. Absolutely worth it. But the Expert Secrets book really is just a masterclass in not just the like sales side, but like the mentality, the teaching to grow an audience and the teaching to really put your value out there. And that the mentality that I think a lot of the successful course creators have, which is we're not afraid to give tons of value. We're not afraid to help anybody that needs help at any stage. In small, if they're asking a ton of questions, and obviously, pay for it, but like, we're not afraid to put that out there. And that was something that Expert Secrets really instilled in me was, give value and really help, because it really comes back to you tenfold. And now, now that I've been able to take the plunge, because I read Expert Secrets. I originally, this is a crazy story. I was using Expert Secrets for a in-person workshop.
Wow.
It was built for the perfect webinar, but I was using that formula in selling out of an in-person workshop, and it was killing it. Did great. So it really works for like the perfect webinar, like script within that, the setup works for anything you're doing. And now that I'm using it for webinars, especially even the 10-minute webinar that I have, it's just like, it gives you the guide. It's like, I would have never been able to put together something that good by myself. So taking the time to really go through it really, really helps the journey and makes it's a lot of work. It's energy and work. Takes you a couple months probably to get through. But if you do that, you're going to essentially gives you a degree in internet marketing. And you're just so ahead of the game. The other recommendation and mentor that I've just absolutely loved that I haven't purchased from, but I have consumed so much stuff is Amy Porterfield. It's actually, okay. So another crazy story, timing wise. I was April, maybe, checking out new podcasts. I was just like, hey, I'm trying to like get my education game back going. And I listened to one, I just like randomly clicked on her podcast because it was in the space and I had it downloaded. And the episode blew me away, like incredible. Every single one of her episodes is just, you have to take notes. It's insane. I can't do it while I'm driving because I have to write so much stuff down. But at the end of the podcast, she goes, hey, I have a boot camp that's free that starts tomorrow. And I was like, this is like, what? Oh my God. So I joined the boot camp and there's 15,000 course creators in there. And, a week later of going through the exercises, I really got to figure out my pricing. I got to figure out, the terms, the ICA, the general terms of online course creating community kind of stuff. And I asked a question. I was like, because I'd been really pushing video marketing because that was kind of where I come from in the entrepreneur space in Colorado is, doing local videos for marketing. And I just was like, I wonder, do course creators need help with making their courses look more professional? And again, just like the post in your thing, over 300 comments in a day, just boom. I was like, oh oh, I found my niche. Oh my God, this is incredible. So that was like my big light bulb moment. And I wish I had the money for DCA. I just don't have it right now because I'm just kind of reinventing the business, as we all kind of are, except you've been prepared for this forever. Jono's on it. But no, I can't say enough about Amy. She really, her and her whole circle of the ladies that she works with that are connected to her are just absolutely incredible. And man, that community and the online course creating community in general, it just blows me away with how cool and supportive and ready to learn people are. What I absolutely love, and this is something to think about too, if you're just coming into the space, is originally I was really targeting entrepreneurs as a blanket term, not nearly niche enough. I totally get that. But what I realized with that post blowing up was that course creators, for the most part, are entrepreneurs who are willing to invest in making their thing happen. So they're entrepreneurs that are like down to spend money, which is a very specific niche and very cool and special. So just to think about, like, if you're thinking just entrepreneurs, maybe this course creating wave that's happening, this revolution that is going to be blowing up, it's already a multi-billion-dollar industry. It's going to be doubling or tripling in the next 5 years here. Man, what a time to get into this. And if you can really find, also, I will say course creator is not also quite niche enough for me. I really know that I'm going after fempreneurs, ladies that are really trying to make a difference and are teachable. And it's fantastic. And I'm really been able to help a significant amount of fempreneurs and mompreneurs to move their businesses forward with the online course stuff. So it's been really, really cool. So yeah, Russell Brunson book is Expert Secrets, and Amy Porterfield, I just bow down to you. Thank you so much.
If you're, so a couple of things with that. Yeah, I agree. Both those people I follow intensely as well, especially Russell Brunson. I saw him live last year. I went to Nashville in Tennessee, for Funnel Hackers Live.
Funnel Hacking Live.
Were you
so
there?
Jealous.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So,
no.
But
I wish. I watched that documentary. Oh, literally on Thanksgiving Day, I was watching that documentary.
Well, if you're watching on Facebook and you're interested, comment below and Noah will get you over those links. So there's a book, Expert Secrets. There's a challenge away. There's a challenge that Russell Brunson's community does.
The one funnel away challenge that really got me started with the course, the ideas, the teaching how to use the platform, and really getting it all built.
So if you're watching on Facebook, if you want the book, just write book down below. Can probably get it on Amazon for $15-20. Or no, you'll probably have a ClickFunnels link. You'll get
I'll
it.
Send a link.
Yeah, $7. Yeah, no, free, no shipping.
No shipping.
Careful, he'll upsell you. The amount of times I'm like, oh yes, free plus shipping. I'll put my details in that. Then I walk away with $250 of online courses and coaching. So.
And that's what that really shows, though, is like he's so good, like that. His funnels are just fantastic, and something that I aspire to, even a percentage of the success. My God, he just gets it. He understands how people think and buy.
And then, and then if you want the one funnel away challenge, comment funnel down below. That's about $100, is it, Noah?
Yeah, $100, and it is a month-long. It moves fast too. It is. I had to tap out for a little while and then come back. But you get a membership login. So it never, they say it goes away, but you're good once you buy it. And, it's a lot of work. And if you can really stick it out, it gets you set up. It gets that first Band-Aid ripped off of your first funnel built, and you can go from there. And, I'll say the first funnel that I built out of that was not successful, but it was a version of what I built it into now that is successful. So a lot of times your first one is like just learning on it. And then you can really refine from there, which is I love the phrase that he says is it's all about giving yourself a raise after that.
Yes. Love it. And it's goes back to what you mentioned at the start, right? Hey, you do it, you either win or you learn, right? Do this challenge. 100%. Either it's going to work straight away. If it doesn't, at least you know what a funnel looks like and what not to do. And then you just go from there. So love that.
Right. And then my freebie, if you go to, so I'll also include it in the show notes for sure. I'll have John do that, but the link for anybody listening, watching is filmyouronlinecourse.com/lookpro. And that gives you the PDF layout of what we talked about today in terms of ways to make your course look more professional without spending a bunch of money.
Love it. Awesome. Well, Noah, that's pretty much I wanted to get through today. Is there?
We did it.
We did it. Yes. Is there anything I should have asked you but forgot to, or anything you want to finish us off with?
I think we're really good. I think the last thing I'll say is, if you want to get more into my world in a just observing, which you're totally welcome to. I have my my Facebook profile, Noah Mittman, and my that'll also funnel you into my Facebook group, which is Stop Waiting and Start Creating Video Content, and come join the party.
Awesome. All right, Noah, thank you very much for your time.
Thank you so much. You're awesome, Jono.